students or whoever's watching. All right. Had a conversation with a student in the hallway earlier today, and we were discussing the differentiations between educational attainment, license, and certification, and how to do your titles and what they mean. Some people think that DNP means Doctor of Nurse Practitioner. It doesn't. It means Doctor of Nursing Practice. It's a level of educational attainment like Associate Degree Nurse, Bachelor's Degree Nurse, Master's of Science in Nursing, and DNP, which would be a terminal degree like a PhD or a DNSC. Under that, you have a licensure. You have either you're an RN, such as with ADNs, Associate Degree Nurses, BSNs, Bachelor's Degree Nurses, and I'm an MSN, but I'm an RN. I'm not a nurse practitioner, but I have a master's degree. And then after that, you have certifications like CCRN or RNBC board certification. So let me do some explanation on this because it's actually something you really should know when you're doing your title. All right, so we have educational attainment, licensure, certifications. So under educational attainment, you've got your ADN, this is for nurses, Associate Degree Nurse. That means you have a 2-year degree. BSN, which means you have a bachelor's degree in nursing. Makes sense so far. MSN, Master of Science in Nursing. Now there's some diplomas out there, but I'm not going to worry about those for now. Then you have DNP, PhD, DNSC, and there's probably a couple of more others out there. What that means is you have a doctorate. It's a terminal degree. So DNP does not mean Doctor of Nurse Practitioner. Now, after that, you have a licensure. RN. Everybody who's going to be in this group is going to have an RN. Okay, they're all registered nurses, and they can all work as a registered nurse, but that would be kind of a waste for somebody who's a CRNA to work as an RN. So you have people who are RNs, you've got NPs, nurse practitioners, CRNA, that kind of thing. That is the level at which they're able to function in the workforce. Can you work as an RN? Every one of these people, even if you're a CRNA, you can work as an RN. An NP can work as an RN. And any one of these people can do that. Okay, so that's independent. Now, all of your nurse practitioners and CRNAs, I say all with an asterisk on it, are going to have at least an MSN and possibly a DNP or higher. Okay? Then after that, you have certification. BC, board certified. In my case, I'm a med-surg board certified. CCRN, and there's a bunch of others out there. There's a ton of them. Those are certifications. So that just means that you're certified within that. Now, NPs have certified nurse certifications as well, but if you're an NP, you're an NP. Now, there's different types of NP. There's pediatric nurse practitioner, acute care nurse practitioner, family nurse practitioner. There's a ton of them, but they're all NPs. Okay, now, and there might be others in this, so don't look at this as an exhaustive list, just like this isn't an exhaustive list, and this certainly is not an exhaustive list. Now, when you're writing your title, if you graduate from nursing school with a bachelor's degree and you pass your NCLEX, upon graduation from nursing school, it is your name, comma, BSN, because that is your highest level of educational attainment. Now, if you have an ADN, you could write BSN, comma, ADN, but it's kind of superfluous and it looks kind of silly. Okay. Now, if you have another bachelor's degree, like a BA, you could put that in there too because it's different than the BSN. It might be a Bachelor of Arts, whatever. It doesn't matter. Then after your BSN, once you take your NCLEX, your BSN RN. There are people in the world who are BSNs, but they are not RNs. They've never passed the NCLEX. So they can say, if they're asked on a job, hey, what is your degree? I have a Bachelor of Science in Nursing. They can say that. They may not say they're a registered nurse unless you've passed the NCLEX. All right. Then after that, let's say you go back to school and you get your master's in nursing education like I did. You could still technically write MSN, because that's your highest level of education, comma, BSN, comma, RN. But that's kind of superfluous, and to be honest with you, it looks kind of silly. So I would put name, comma, MSN, comma, RN. And I'm going to throw my BC on there for board certified. So highest level of educational attainment, followed by your licensure, followed by your certification. Think of it this way. Once you earn that BSN, once you learn that MSN, it can't be taken from you. You can lose your RN. It's kind of hard to do, but you can lose it. And you can lose your certification just by not redoing your CEUs required. All right. Now, I'm in school again. So it's going to, when I finish up, it's going to be name, comma, DNP. I'm a doctor of nursing practice. That's my highest level of educational attainment. I am not a nurse practitioner. I am not a CRNA. I have a DNP. My licensure is RN. And my certification is board certified. And hopefully by that time, I'll also have my CNE. Badly written, I know. Certified nurse educator. It's a certification. It goes after all of that. Okay? So I will be DNP. Now, technically I could write DNP, comma, MSN, comma, BSN, comma, RNBC, comma, CNE. But that would be silly. So now, if I went back to school and got an MBA or a JD, Juris Doctorate, I would put DNP, because that's my highest level, comma, MBA or JD, comma, and then I have RNBC, comma, CNE. At that point, we're just collecting letters. Okay, but that one would go in there because it's a completely separate degree. Anyway, so that kind of explains, I've had a couple people ask me questions about this, and I hope it makes it clearer for you about what we're talking about between educational attainment, licensure, and then certification, and how those all interact with each other. If you have any questions, let me know.